So one of the many debates that we'll talk about is the short slide versus long slide. So amongst our lineup, we have a lot of different options, right? From the 1911s, the TH9 series, the G3 series, and the GX4 series now. There is short slide and long slide options.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, and I think one aspect you look at from shooters is they'll go in and they look at a gun and they see this long slide and they're like, oh, that's a competition gun. That's not made for concealed carry. And I'm always like, what? That part is in your pants if you're concealed carrying, right? it's inside the waistband. There's nothing there. And so I've always been this like big kind of proponent of using long slide guns for concealed carry because of the way they conceal. And so one of my first points on that is when you take into account what we call the keel principle. And so you think of a boat, right? The taller you got on top, the more keel you need underneath, or the thing's going to tump over. And it's the same principle when you look at guns. If we have a short slide gun and your belt runs through right here, there is nothing below the surface to keep the gun pulled back into your body. So when we add length to the gun, that allows our holster to be a little longer and allows us to adjust this thing and pull it back into our body a little better. So I mean, your experience on a short slide, though, I think you have a little different. So I'm willing to hear it.
It's a valid point, but from my perspective as a female, it's much harder to conceal a longer slide than a short slide. Whether I'm going to carry inside the waistband, outside the waistband, off body, having a shorter slide, smaller gun is going to give me much more options from a female perspective. And also from a male perspective, if you're outside the waistband, a longer slide, you're going to have to worry about if you raise your arms, your shirt's going to reveal the bottom of the gun, getting out of a car, drawing. In my opinion, it just makes it easier to conceal the firearm and allows me more options with a short slide.
So, but when the long slide, right? I feel like I give up like performance, because when I get on range, I want something that's a little easier to shoot, and I've got a longer sight radius on a long slide gun. So that means whenever I present the target, if that front sight is to the very far, notch, right side of the notch, I have less deviation than a short slide gun. So I'm taking into account a little bit of like, if I've got to use this thing, like I want it to be as easy as possible to use.
But I could take a short slide and put an optic on it.
True, true. And God, I have an optic right here on my gun. It's like set me up for that one. So, so run a red dot for one. We're gonna get into that a little later.
Your next debate.
Yeah, exactly. So no, and when I see these new long slide guns and stuff is too, when we get into versatility on this, and I want to be able to go out to the range and shoot, training wise and be able to conceal wise. And so, for me personally, and I think this is what you would get into, right?
It's going to be personal preference.
It's all personal preference. And two, I own both, right? Because there's different situations. I know, but I notice about 80% of the time I'm going toward the long slide gun because it's like easy for me because I carry appendix.
Yep.
And
Same.
so
I carry appendix or off body in a purse or something.
Yeah.
Maybe like a belly band depending on what I'm wearing. And just for me, a short slide's what I seem to go to most for concealed carry.
Awesome. So I think the point is here, everybody, is to go out and try and look, because there's a lot of different aspects when we get into concealed carry that you'll find these little nuances, and you don't know until you get out there and you start carrying every single day, and you go to the range and you practice a little bit. So go out there, check it out, see what you like. I think you'll see a lot of benefits between short slides and long slides, but yeah, go out, pick them up, shoot them, see if you like them.
Yeah.